Hello. Everybody, please forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. I don't know what the heck just happened. Look, today has been a lot. I have said this year that I will commit to letting you guys know when I am going live. So I'm not particularly sure how. Oh no. The wrong headings. God damn. Guys, the drama. The drama. I'm so sorry. So, first of all, today has been manic. I had a thing that didn't go my way, so it ruined my entire morning. I came live, and you will not believe what happened. I went live on my other channel. I was talking for a good 5 minutes. Before I was like, wait, something doesn't feel right. And yeah, hey, Binga, hey, girl, oh boy, how you doing? How are you? Happy Monday. How's it going? I would have announced that I was coming online, but ladies, gentlemen, if I tell you the tea that has gone down today, it has been a disaster. It's like from it's been like one disaster to the other. And just to be clear, I spent the majority of my weekend bed rotting. I didn't do anything. So I started my diet. My my New Year diet has now started officially, and I celebrated by eating nothing but having ice cream on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, thereby completely defeating the point of the diet. But today I am committed. So I have my juice here. I've had my vegetables, eggs. Those of you that are in the US, guys, I knew you were going to have a storm, but holy F, I didn't know you were going to have that type of a storm. My goodness. I have friends who live in the US and the thing, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And you can show me your support, Binga, by please, as much as possible, like the live, like the live, like the live. The super chat is also welcome. Not because I want your money, but because YouTube, like all algorithmic, God, algorithmic setups, they will only promote the things that make them money, the bastards. So please like, please like, please like, drop as many likes as possible. Drop a super chat if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. But yeah, please like. I really appreciate everybody joining me today. Yes. So what's been happening? Today has been, like I said, today has been weird. I literally just finished work because God, I'm tired. I need to get my vitamins back up because my energy levels are non-existent. And the Sussexes, honestly, they have done what needs to be done this weekend. A rip roaring, wonderful, expected, and also unexpected success. We're going to hear from Duchess Megan. Sorry. We're going to hear from our fave Duchess Megan. We're going to hear from the amazing documentary Archwell Productions collaborated with, I forget her name, to do on Cookie Queens. I heard the tea is that the Cookie Queens got like a 2 minutes or more, 20 minutes. Okay, I don't want to exaggerate. Isha got a standing ovation, which is wonderful for Sundance because they're all pretensions at these places. And yeah, it's been great. Yeah, we're going to catch up on the tea. My recording room upstairs is still being some work is still going on, so please bear with me. I'm doing it even downstairs. We have some work, so please bear with me. I try to move the camera so that it's not facing the messed up wall, so you can't see me. So yeah, hopefully, look, I'm living a normal life, guys. I am the one thing I will never do is we're all in this together. I'm not going to present something to you that you can't relate to and it's not realistic. I am not Blake Lively. For those of you who are on my TikTok, you know that for the past few days I have been dragging the busted racist edges of Blake Lively. And it's because, look, For those of you that are wondering, oh, she's going off topic. No, I'm not. All these things are intertwined. And don't forget, it's the same thing as me talking about Megan Thee Stallion and all these court cases. While it is nice for some engagement, all these things are intertwined because don't forget what we're doing here, guys. We are trying to ensure we change the story. We're trying to ensure we change the story and we challenge the bullshit. And you will not believe that despite the fact all this evidence has been made available, there are still people who still believe that Blake Lively is being hard done by. Yeah. And how does this apply to Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry? Yeah, it does because media. Watching Blake Lively use legacy media to push a narrative when, look, the thing that annoys me about the media and trying to play people's intelligence is we can read. I feel like they do this stuff because they are banking on the fact that you aren't reading and you aren't checking and you aren't verifying all this nonsense you're seeing. So yeah, they are all intertwined. How people, powerful people, use legacy media and social media to push narratives and how these narratives hurt people. Because don't forget, if many of us were not paying attention to what was going on with Duchess Meghan, based on the narratives, yeah, based on the narratives that we saw in the media and on social media, we will believe that Meghan is some sort of a monster, Harry is an idiot, and those kids are fake. So it's our responsibility, especially with these big trending topics, to keep an eye on them. And look, I'll keep it 500%. I call out racists when I see them. And Blake Lively is a racist. And I'm not just calling her the R word to trigger people. If you look at her behavior past throughout the years, if you look at her behavior on this Justin Baldoni thing, that is, look, guys, that's racism. Accusing men who they, because like on what basis are you accusing these two men of of the most egregious thing that you can accuse anybody of? And it's not just that you're smearing them. If you look at the documentation, the fact that they went as far as telling Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Bradley Cooper, the head of their agency WME, the head of the distribution company Sony, and God knows who else they told, that these men committed acts of violence against Blake. As somebody who watches history, how is this any different than Blake accusing Blake, knowing how she presents to the world and the benefit of that people like her will always get? How is this any different than accusing a black man of rape or grape, sorry, and watching him get lynched? This is a lynching. No, it is. Let's call it what it is. It's a lynching because it's not. And this is something that we were talking about, right? It's not like, look, you and I, Electra, Binga, everybody, we can come on here and drag the royal family. We can. But I'm a very minuscule content creator. The bigger my platform grows, I have to be careful what I say. Yes, because I have to bear in mind that even though I don't see myself as media or as a journalist or as anything like that, the more followers I get, you know, we talk about it a lot, guys. You don't know who's listening to you. You don't know who your words could be influencing to do something, right? The bigger my influence goes, even if I'm lucky to ever get to 30,000 users, I have to really, really be careful what I say because I don't know who's listening to me. I don't know. You have a responsibility when you have an audience. I don't care if it's 5 people, 10 people, 2 people. You have a responsibility when you pick up a mic and people listen to you to be careful what you say. I'm sorry, allegedly is not enough. And if we apply that to the Megan Sussex thing, like I said, if something, these things are exciting because they set precedents. Me personally, it's the same thing with the Megan the Stallion thing, right? When things like this get into court and they set precedent, it sends a message. You cannot go around smearing people. You can't just wake up in the morning and tell your friends that you hate Duchess Megan because she's a social climber. Okay, fine, whatever. But then you say things like she was selling her coochie. That's how she got Harry. What? That is defamation. And it's defamation because it calls to question her character. And it can influence her ability to survive. It can take away job opportunities. It can paint her in a bad light. And don't forget, guys, and this is part of the reason why I believe Blake and her idiot husband are pushing this so hard. They are businessmen and women, right? And all these business deals that are very hyper visible, right? They come with morality clauses. So, for example, if there's anything that happens, if like for now, this type of case, right, where Blake Lively is being accused of lying, if if it is found that she is a liar, which I believe a lot of people probably believe that she is a liar, but if it is found in a law court that she is a liar, this could really ruin all the business relationships she and her husband have, all the deals they are doing. It will destroy it. Because look, it's not as if these people that are working with them have some sort of moral high ground. Oh no. But who wants the smoke? Who wants the bad tension? Who wants that energy? Blake Lively is out here advertising something on Target. Who's going to give her a Target contract? Because they know that just by affiliating with her, people will come on their Target TikTok page, insult them. Some people might even boycott them. Some people might vandalize them. This will just bring negative press that can hurt brands. So yes, I can on that level, I can see why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are running so hard to get this narrative out, but it's not going to work. People that don't believe Blake don't believe her. Simple. People that don't believe Megan don't believe her. And it doesn't matter that, Megan hasn't done anything. So, yeah, these things matter. It's not just celebrity gossip. And I was saying this to someone the only silver lining I can see that's coming out of all this drama is people like me, people like you are going, we no longer follow, we question things. We are incentivized financially and maybe even morally to question things, right? To question narratives. And that's probably the only thing that is going to save a lot of people's careers, honestly. Because what do you mean because you have money, you can create a platform where you bully me? That's insanity. Utter and complete insanity. And I think it segues quite nicely, guys. And thank you for listening to me rant about this. This segue quite nicely, quite wonderfully. Two, I was going to start with Harry and Meghan, but now let me start with the drama over the weekend because we're going to go to the weekend drama, y'all. This segues quite nicely into Prince Harry. Prince Harry was the star of the weekend, well, between Friday and Saturday, because America's president, who, despite the fact I have blocked this man on every major platform I am on, his nonsense still manages to bleed through by one way or another. And because X's algorithm is now so bad, if you so much as press, if you click on an article, guys, X is going to inundate you with this nonsense over and over and over again, whether you want it or not. Over the weekend, on Friday, Saturday, um, President Trump an interview with Trump was released where he more or less said that the UK did not do shit during the war, that they were just there to take and take and take and take and take. And he used NATO and Afghanistan war as his basis. And guys, this feeds into a wider narrative, right? They've been doing this for years. He's been doing this for years. This is not new for your president. We've been doing it for years. So it didn't surprise me at all that he said that. What did surprise me though was the absolute blank silence. I don't know why I'm saying surprise. What irritated me though was the absolute blank silence from your future monarch. Yes. Your future monarch. While the world was burning, the actual head of state was having a kiki. He was having a time, guys. He was having a kiki. From what they've said, Charles is currently sitting in his, I don't know what they call Scottish manor, and apparently this is where he tends to be around this time of the year. But in the year of our Lord 2025, I'm a bit confused. He doesn't have a communication secretary, no assistant, nobody that can even draft up a toilet statement. King Harry had to step in as usual and speak up for the British soldiers, because out of all these decorative clowns, he's the only person that's actually seen active service. Guys, one sec. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. I had to get my water. Yeah, sorry, guys. So, yes, of course, as expected, King Harry, the only person with any balls in the royal family, stood up and spoke for his service, spoke for his people, as he should. I keep on, and we had a see, we had a live yesterday where we spoke about the fact that if the king has on multiple occasions shown that he is incapable of being a head of state. Of course, the excuse is that he has cancer, because he has cancer, therefore he can't talk, he can't speak, his brain no longer works. Because when you are incapable of doing your job, yes, let us form illness. Anyway, the king is unavailable, y'all, and was not available to release even the smallest statement to react to Trump telling him, as the head of the British Army, that his military was useless and added little to no value in Afghanistan. Yes. So, of course, the only king that we deserve and we're never going to get, Harry, decided to release a statement, which I will read to you now. Prince Harry, who served in Afghanistan, has released a statement in response to Trump's remarks. In 2001, NATO invoked Article 5 for the first and only time in history. It meant that every allied nation was obliged to stand with the United States in Afghanistan in pursuit of our shared security. Allies answered that call. I served there. I made lifelong friends there. I lost friends there. The United Kingdom alone had 475 service personnel killed. Thousands of lives were changed forever. Mothers and fathers buried sons and daughters. Children were left without parents. Families are left carrying the cost. Those sacrifices deserve to be spoken about truthfully and with respect, as we all remain united and loyal to the defense of diplomacy and peace. What else is there to say, ladies and gentlemen? He didn't call Trump by his name. Well, trust and believe. Harry doesn't give a damn. He would have called him. He would have said, "You can go F yourself, you orange tang." But no, he kept it respectful because it wasn't about Trump at that moment. It was about speaking up for the dignity of people who look. I keep telling people, whether you are left, right, centrist, when somebody decides to pick up arms to serve their God and country, they deserve respect. Of course, except when they are committing, if they commit war crimes, they can go to hell and they should be rightfully, pursued to the highest form of the law. But if you're here to say, look, I'm trying to protect my countrymen, this is a thankless job. They could die. They could die. They could lose limbs. They could lose their families. Because how many people want to be seeing their loved ones once or twice a year? Many of them have children. They are not there for until those kids are grown. Hmm? Many of them are lonely. And not to mention that a lot of this government, and I wouldn't, this is the thing about America, right? They spend the most amount of money in the world in their armed forces, but they also have one of the worst, if not the worst. The way they treat their vets is an abomination. So America as a country, you people like to use your military and your military might as a flex. You can't kneel against the flag. What do you mean? Every time you are very willing to spend millions, hundreds of millions of hedge fund money creating the next war propaganda movie. But when it comes to taking care of the people who actually went on those front lines and served for you, your veterans, your vets, you are nowhere to be found. So it doesn't surprise me that Trump has no respect for the veterans. Because let's give it 500%. He doesn't respect the British veterans. And we all know he doesn't give a shit about the American ones either. Because if he did, all the bills that he has prevented from, pushing things forward for veterans to make their lives easier, they wouldn't have blocked it. So I don't know why anybody is surprised that Trump has no respect for military service. And let's not also forget that Trump never served. Hmm? All of this to say, we know Trump is a waste man. But it is utterly egregious that it was the second son of the king, not even the heir apparent, and the king himself, the current head of your armed forces, that said a word to Trump. It had to be Harry. And do you know the narrative that the British media decided to push? And oh, sorry, let me clarify. Harry's speech, let me see if I can find Harry's speech went international. It was everywhere. See, it was posted everywhere. I saw it on American TV. I saw it on ABC. I saw it on the BBC. I saw it on where did I see it? Oh yes, look at it on CBS. See, American TV. It went international. Even the people that hate Harry's guts were applauding him for this. And because we can always rely on the media to drag out nonsense, they found, I don't even know who this woman is. What is she? Carla Sands, former US ambassador to Denmark. I'm not particularly sure why the BBC is interviewing the former US ambassador to Denmark, which to me reads as damage control. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Prince Harry's weighed in tonight as well. Veterans,
no one
politicians.
cares what he says. You know that.
Should,
no one cares.
Well, quite a lot of people currently agree with him, it seems. Do you
excuse
think,
me, he actually
that...
fought, unlike President Trump, Prince Harry actually went to Afghanistan. He stepped up for his country, unlike the President of the United States. So I think that comment is really glib and really inappropriate.
Don't compare him to I don't know what, a non-royal part of the
final word to you, Carla. Prince Harry's weighed in tonight as well. Veterans,
no
politicians.
One cares what...
The audacity. And the fact that the BBC, because we all know that the British media are intentionally keeping mum on anything, on speaking positive on Prince Harry. The fact that the BBC, even the BBC couldn't even, because they've been given their matching orders. You can't say anything positive about Prince Harry. But even people on news channels were like, wait, slow down. Don't do that. Don't do that. At least Harry has served. He's earned those titles. He's earned those stripes. You stripped him of his titles. He is still a serviceman at heart. And the fact that he commands the respect from his fellow servicemen all over the world, it goes to show that he doesn't need to wear decorative titles. He doesn't need to be a working royal. He doesn't even need to be a formal member of the British military to get the respect that he deserves. No other person in the British royal family is treated that way. Not one, no other person, no other person, not even the king, gets that level of respect. So I don't know who that woman is, but I was like, okay, wait, calm down, Karen. Relax. I know you guys have your talking orders, but don't talk about Harry like that. And I'm glad they called it out. Yeah. Harry went international doing what needs to be done. I said something in a live yesterday. I was like, if the king is not interested in doing his job, then maybe the parliament needs to take the head of the military away from him. What are we doing here? Hmm? What are we doing here? If the head of the British Army is not interested in even releasing a state, because these countries have these patronizing statements they're always releasing. We are strongly disappointed. We are sending a strong warning. All that strong nonsense. Why couldn't the king release a two statement response like that? Hmm? Why did he keep quiet? And the British people should be angry. You barely do anything. The one thing you can do, and the funny thing is, guys, he doesn't even have to do it himself. He has secretaries for a reason. Just approve them to sign a two-statement letter, get your sign off, and go. He won't be the one to read it, to be his spokesperson. Or he can pass it to the UK government, let them read it for him. The fact that he didn't say anything at all until Sunday night when the Sun released this stupid article. Let me show you. I was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed for everybody involved. Let's read it together because I saw the article. I was staring in disbelief. I was shocked. You see, after all this toadying, him and Skeletor and Billy Idol did. After all that toadying and embarrassment, this is the best the king could do. You see? And guess who is spreading the lie? Newsweek. Donald Trump's U-turn on British rule in Afghanistan came after King Charles's concerns were raised to the president. Please, this reads like the British government stepped in, maybe because they were pushed by, Charles to put his name on it because Harry stole all the headlines. Because of course he did. Hmm? You were strongly touched by Charles, but you couldn't release a statement. And it's not just, and this is how I know the statement was not a serious thing. It wasn't, do you know where the statement was released to? Do you know where it was released to? The Sun. The Sun. The Sun newspaper, in case you're not clear. The Sun is who your king released a statement to after he made comments about the British military. Because we are living in the twilight zone, apparently. Now they're making calls that Charles should not visit the US. I think we can all agree that is never going to happen. Charles is going to go to the US. I can't. This is January, so I don't know what fresh hell Trump has planned for the rest of us. Because America, let me call you out. I don't understand why your Trump problem is our problem. Why is it my problem, America? Why is your Trump problem my problem? Trump can hate all of you all he wants. And it's not as if I don't care about you, but You guys sat back and allowed this man to become president again. So clearly, there's something there you're enjoying. But here is my thing. Why is this my problem? Why am I in the UK dealing with an American president's hubris? And that's the part, guys, that's going to be very hard for me to swallow. Oh, what a day. Namaste. Shame on Trump and shame on King Charles, who every day reminds us how incompetent he is as a world leader. So I like K-Star Celebrity because she's very bitchy like me. And I'm going to read the nonsense that was posted in tabloids about King Charles from her perspective, because I know she will not bullshit us. Uh-huh. Charles got some criticism late last week. Donald Trump denigrated the sacrifices of our NATO allies in the 20-year war in Afghanistan, a war in which our NATO allies provided soldiers and operational support. Trump said this is about America's NATO allies. We've never needed them. We've never really asked them for anything. They will say they sent some soldiers to Afghanistan, and they did. They stayed a little back, a little off the front line. Meanwhile, there were 457 soldiers, British soldiers, killed in Afghanistan. Soon after those comments, King Harry gave his comments. And following Harry's comments, oh, so it was even after, Keir Starmer and various British politicians blasted Trump publicly as well. In that time, Commander and Chief of the British Armed Forces said absolutely fuck all. As it turns out, Charles sent a private message to Trump, which is why, that's quite spectacular. Like I said, I don't believe that. I was believing that it's very possible that when they saw Keir Starmer and co speaking, they finally felt comfortable releasing a statement. But I still don't. But now that I've thought about it, I'm wondering. I feel that Trump could have tweeted that he received a message from the British King, because that's Trump for you. Hmm? Because apparently Harry is the bad guy for standing up against fascism. Hmm? This is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think anybody with a brain cell believes for a second that Charles had anything to do with Trump backpedaling. Nobody believes that. Trump backpedaled most likely because of Keir Starmer and Harry. Because Harry's comments were international. The king was just riding off his coattails as usual. Guys, 1 second, let me just get some water. Yeah, sorry about that. Nobody believes it, guys. We don't believe you, Trump. We don't believe you, Charles, either. Just nonsense people. Yeah. I noticed how there is nothing about Billy Idol and Skeleton. We've already spoken about Princess Kate imitating Meghan's. Her team placed a Kate fan in the crowd, and she ran to go hug her as if we're stupid. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Anyway, there's something else I wanted to say, but let me move on to the good news. And shout out to you, Denise. Thank you for posting it. Because I was saving, I wanted to get this nonsense out of the way with Charlie before we get to the real tea. Now, I am literally going to spam you guys with videos of our fave. Shout out to Olandria. I love Olandria. She's amazing. Actually, before I start with Megan, guys, can we please, I'm so sorry. Can we please drag the Beckhams very quickly? I'm so sorry, guys, because
Where is Brooklyn?
I saw this and I started laughing. I laughed so hard. I could not believe what my eyes were seeing.
Monsieur Beckham, where is Brooklyn? Victoria, baby. Victoria. Romeo, this way. Romeo. Romeo is not with you. Where is Romeo? Where's Romeo? Through the search of January, I will buy the tea.
The European press are so messy. Did you hear what he said at the beginning? Monsieur Beckham, where is Brooklyn? As messy as hell. I love the European press. They are not a respecter of persons. They are not a respecter of persons. What did Bilake do again? Ah. Anyway, shout out to Olandria. She is not the reason that I wanted to post something, but I loved this outfit she had on. So, like I said, we are about to fangirl, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to fangirl over Duchess Meghan, who came and snatched our wigs clean off. Clean. Oh, sorry, guys. As you can see from my Twitter page, I have a lot of tech content here. Don't worry, I have the tea. Yes. So let's start with Cookie Queens. I told you guys that they got a standing ovation, right? Let's look at it. Let's hear it. Yes.
We have some special guests to welcome.
For context, Cookie Queens, a film executively produced by Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry through the Archwell Foundation Productions, received a standing ovation at Sundance. And ignore the nonsense in the tabloids. It was completely sold out. The tea that I heard was the viewing was, I think, scheduled. I think people were allowed to start getting into the cinema hall from like 9 in the morning, and it was packed, completely packed. Not everybody who wanted to get in could get in. And guys, I'm not using. It annoys me that I have to use deadline, but well, I'll come back to them. Look at Meghan, guys. Look at Duchess Meghan. 44 where? Oh, what? 40, she's 45 this year. No? Look at that. Just look at that. Beautiful and graceful. Look at all the comments, guys. No wonder the other side is scrambling. This woman never stopped to leave us speechless. She's beautiful. I love that photo of her. She's beautiful. Wow, Megan's got it all. Look at that. Just look at that. Even if you hate her, I want you to please don't do this. Don't pretend like you're not seeing this beautiful 45-year-old queen. She looks fabulous. I'm loving that cashmere. You know that cashmere is expensive. Megan doesn't do cheap. Like I said, I'm going to spam you guys with Megan content because don't worry, I was keeping an eye. I saved all the content for today so we could fangirl properly. Like I said, it annoys me that it's deadline, but you take your blessings. See that? You see? You will never see Megan supporting a program that is not diverse. And what I love about the Sussex is there are no leaks in Montecito. This project, she's been involved with it for the past 2 years. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. No leaks in Montecito. So while the British media is going around chasing their friends, lying to themselves, telling us that a best friend who is the gate man and the bodyguard who talks to the receptionist, that at the massage parlor, the CEO of Netflix goes to get his shoes done, is telling us that the deal with Netflix is dead. Don't listen to these people. They don't know what the hell they're talking about because they can't. These types of things, this type of high profile projects, the American system is so well set up because, guys, it's not just Meghan and Harry. Do you know how many deals these billionaires in Hollywood and beyond are involved in that you will never know about? Because that's how it works. Any company who leaks any of this information will never have access to these people again. So why would they throw that away? Because the broke British tabloid wants tea. And have you noticed, guys, Daily Mail is not talking about it. Or at least not doing it in a snarky way. I don't follow them, so I don't care. I don't follow them, but a lot of the Rangers through their bots normally flood my timeline, unfortunately. And even though I block them and I do block them from my FYP, sometimes some things flow in. And the fact that I have not seen one negative thing about Megan, either my blocking skills are very good or it's a sign. Maybe while the trial is going on, the Daily Mail bots are not working. I don't know. Or maybe my blocking skills are really that good. Just positivity. Hmm? Like I said, I don't know what we were expecting. It's Megan. Of course, it's going to be good. I'm going to quickly read the deadline article. Oh, wait. So actually, no. Let's look at Megan's beautiful face for a minute. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. I mistakenly went down. Because we're here for Megan. Bear with me. Ah, there we go. See Megan here spreading joy and love and happiness everywhere she goes. See her here. Hugging a fan. This girl was featured in the documentary. You see that? Genuine. I don't know who this is. She's very beautiful. Genuine hug. Love it. And a person of color is not by force. They didn't have to go to do a photo op so that they can hug people of color without looking disgusted. It feels genuine because you can tell that girl was in awe of Megan. And like I said, I didn't want to feature Deadline because I feel they were a bit disrespectful, to be honest. But we have to feature Megan. So we're going to go through some interviews of hers. I liked how she handled this interview. So yeah, let's watch some of Megan's content, guys.
To them and don't give up. And self-belief, I think, is a really integral value. You know, it really embeds such. I was a Girl Scout. My mom was my troop leader, and you know, I think the value of friendship, of being dedicated to a goal, as you see that in Cookie Queens, it is so reflective of how these girls stick with something that's important to them and don't give up. And self-belief, I think, is a really integral value that comes with being a Girl Scout.
Guys, look at her skin. Oh my God. Look at her skin, guys. When I tell you people, black women do not crack. How old do you think I am? Black doesn't crack. I don't care what you're mixed with. That black melanin, you will be looking youthful until you're 50, 60, 70, depending on how you take care of yourself and your genetics, man. You will look like a teenager forever. When you surround yourself with positivity, joy, you eat well, you move your body, you surround yourself with people who aren't stressing you too much, you'll be fine. And not to mention, Megan is wealthy. That adds to it too.
You know, it really embeds such
Some more videos from the event. Check out the coat. Wait, sorry. Sorry, guys. Let me fangirl a bit. As soon as I saw this quote yesterday, I didn't even bother going to check because
great
I knew
values from the get-go.
it was going to be
I was a
sold
Girl
out.
Scout. My mom was my troop leader, and you know, I think the value of friendship, of being dedicated to a goal, as you see that in Cookie Queens, it is so reflective of how these girls stick with something that's important to them and don't.
Yeah. Check out the coat, y'all. Beautiful. She looks so short. Wait. Of course, Harry, her bodyguard, never taking his eyes off her. Ugh. She looks amazing. Oh, she looks amazing. You see how peaceful she looks, how rested. When you're not here struggling to please, when you are authentic to yourself and true to your goals and your beliefs, you live a light life. This is the type of relaxed, smooth skin that comes with living a healthy, clean life. And this coat, oh my God, Megan. See that? See that? Just came and snatched everybody's wig. Clean off our heads. If I had a spare $1,200 lying around and I bought that jacket, I swear. I was like, oh my God, Meg. And of course, these beautiful ladies, young ladies that were featured in the documentary, we have to give them their things as well. Let me expand. See that? This cameraman is very unserious. Instead of taking pictures with the girls, he's following Harry. And you get to see, well, anyway, they all look great. That guy was not interested in interacting with the girls. He was more interested in interacting with Harry. These people are not serious. Oh. And this is it, guys. If Harry and Meghan had not spread themselves out between everybody in this picture, the camera people, because again, they are so out to get the the money shot, would probably not have taken the picture of all these girls. I swear to God, I hate Hollywood sometimes. The show is about cookie queens. You're following Harry up and down the whole place. And that's the point of visibility, right? That's the point right there. Because this documentary, I'm sure, is going to be something that is going to change people's lives and bring a certain type of awareness. But Hollywood will Hollywood. They're always looking for the celebrity. And that's why it's so important what Harry and Meghan do. Yeah. And I think Megan said it perfectly. Since you won't leave us alone, since you're so fascinated in our goings and comings, we're going to take all that attention that you're giving us that we don't want or need and point it towards causes that we care about. Because let's keep it 500%. I'm very sure if Archwell had not, intervened or had not gotten involved with this project, it probably wouldn't have gotten made. And this is what I tell people all the time. The idea that wealthy people or privileged people cannot use their platform to better the world is madness to me. Like, what else are you supposed to be doing? Many of you, whether you inherit wealth or you make it yourself, if you're blessed to have youth on your side, how about using all that money and all that visibility to do good in this world? And what Harry and Meghan have done is brilliant. They are not, you don't have to be a studio in your own right. By just attaching your name to projects, you can get studios to pay attention. You can get projects funded, if you know what I mean, right? And if it's accolades that you want, yeah, you get that as being part of something bigger. And that is what you mean when they say use your platform correctly and respectfully and do things that actually, you don't have to be personally involved for them to succeed. But the British royal family don't care about doing anything like that. They just want your money. They have all that privilege. They don't want to pay taxes. They have all that privilege. They don't want to use all those networks. They have those criminal networks they have all over the world to actually do good. You went to the Middle East to go and get business contracts. While you were there, you could have collaborated with someone. While you were in the Middle East, you could have collaborated with someone with a cause that could have helped people. You could have said, okay, come and do business with us, but you have to commit a certain percentage of the money that you're doing business with us to help causes back home. Maybe use some of the money, because a lot of these business deals we're doing in the Middle East was to give them access to our government, to all these projects. You can say, okay, fine, we will give you that £100 million project, but can you commit at least 10% on social housing or on helping out of at-risk youths or homelessness, something. But these people in the royal family don't give a shit about helping anybody but themselves and hiding the money they make so that they don't have to pay taxes. And when we call it out, we are the bad guys, apparently. So yeah, good one for Harry and Meghan. They look fantastic. Yes, let's listen to more of Meghan looking amazing. Oh, sorry, this is a picture. Wow, I love her hair. I think I got a picture of her in an interview. Yes, so we're going to have Meghan give one of her wonderful speeches, unlike mumbles. So she's actually giving a very good speech here. So yeah, let me play that for you guys. You hear that? You hear that? The Rangers. Are you hearing that standing ovation? That ovation?
Before we welcome our director, I want to invite a very special. Can you please join me in welcoming Meghan, Duchess of Sussex?
you guys so much for being here bright and early. I know some of you probably had late nights last night, so extra thanks for the effort. Nothing that a little cookies and coffee can't help. Look, my husband and I and our 12 Productions, we are so proud and privileged to be able to support and uplift Cookie Queens. This film, yes, is probably the cutest at the festival, but I'm also going to go out on a limb and say it is one of the most powerful and meaningful depictions of something that is an American tradition and rooted in nostalgia, but is now put through this lens from the incredible creative vision of Alyssa to show something modernized about the girlhood experience and all the layers and complexity that come with that. So yes, it's cute, and yes, these young ladies are fantastic and adorable, but they are also layered, beautiful girls who are about to become very strong leaders and young women. So thank you for supporting that. A huge thanks to our team at R12 Productions, Chanel, Wesley, Q, we love you guys, thank you so much for everything. Josh Braun, Maggie Pisacane, and then of course the producers. This film is such a labor of love they have worked on for a couple of years, and with all of the hundreds of hours of trusted fly-on-the-wall material that they were able to capture with these families that let them in and allowed them to show and share their lives and their loves. I think the editorial in this that you'll see is also something pretty outstanding. But that is all testament to the talent and expertise of the director, Alyssa Namias, who is here today, and I'm so excited to introduce her to you. Please give her a big round of applause.
Hello, Sundance.
You see that? And you know what? There's something about that speech that I also kind of missed, and I apologize, guys. Is Megan always making sure, using her platform, always using her platform to promote girlhood, womanhood. People say a lot of things. Well, she doesn't come off as black. I'm particularly sure what that means, you racist SOBs. But like, I love that. Look, I don't expect, and I'll say it every time, Megan is a white presenting biracial black woman. I am not expecting her to come out in her kente with her fist up doing anything, because that is not her reality. She has been able to exist in this world in a completely different reality to someone like me. And I don't resent her for it. I don't resent her for it because that is her reality. It is not how Megan did not invent colorism. She did not invent futurism. She learned how to navigate the world with it, yes, but that's not her fault. And it's not as if she takes her privilege for granted. If you look at Megan's history over the decades, she has always advocated for women and girl first initiatives, always. She's probably thinking, look, I may not have the face or the appropriate voice to speak on black issues, but this thing, this girlhood thing, I'm going to push. And let me also clarify something about blackness. It is not up to anyone to define anybody's blackness. Megan has a black mother, right? Who she loves. She has a black grandmother who she loves. And it is not up to us to tell her how to reconcile with who she is. She is still half white. And there's nothing wrong with her embracing that as well. Let's ignore Thomas Markle. So people who like to use Megan's color, race as a weapon to try and make us that support her, especially us black people, look like as if we're stupid, you can go fuck yourself. Seriously. This initiative she's done with Cookie Queens is great because, and I look forward to watching something I would never have watched. Keep it 500%, guys. I did not do Girls Guide. I have no idea what that's about. But I'm inspired. I want to watch it. I want to learn. Who knows? If I have a daughter, I might get her to do it if I'm motivated. And the fact that there is a diverse palette of girls were represented, I want to hear from them as well. So yeah, shout out to Megan because she isn't just walking the talk. She isn't just talking the talk. She's actually walking and doing good. And honestly, in a world where a lot of rich people commit and don't do shit. Good for her. I've already seen this picture. That was so cute. Let me see if we have more. Okay, yeah, we have more interviews. So let me see if we can get more interview with the director ladies.
That this spoke to her, and the girls in the film. I think she really believed in my vision that their stories could resonate with people everywhere, and that we could create something that was really universally relatable through Girl Scout cookies, but go well beyond it. And their production company, Archwell Productions, and their whole really wonderful and supportive team. So we're excited. Megan was a Girl Scout herself, actually in the same Girl Scout council as Nikki and Nala.
Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. I was trying to expand it. I'll play it again.
My experience of it is that, from when we first showed footage to Archwell Productions and the whole team, that Megan really fell in love with the film. She felt like, as a Girl Scout herself, her mom was her troop leader, that this spoke to her, and the girls in the film, I think she really believed in my vision that their stories could resonate with people everywhere, and that we could create something that was really universally relatable through Girl Scout cookies, but go well beyond it. And their production company, Archwell Productions, and their whole really wonderful and supportive team. So we're excited. Megan was a Girl Scout herself, actually in the same Girl Scout council as Nikki and Nala in Los Angeles. When she was a kid, her mom was her troop leader. And so the connection with our film is very personal and very genuine. And she has been super supportive, all of them at Archwell. And so we're excited that gives us potentially a bigger platform and audience to share this message with the world. I think they understand that the film is both about Girl Scouts and cookies, but also about something bigger and more universal around coming of age.
And so, what do you all think about having royal people involved in your documentary and supporting you?
It feels like crazy.
Like, am I dreaming?
I always read them in my books, like the princesses and the kings, and then I actually get to meet one.
When I first found out that I was meeting the Duke and Duchess, I was like, are you serious? are you sure? But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so stoked.
It's just crazy to me because me and my parents watched their documentary on Netflix, and now they've watched me. That's just crazy.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And I think they're just as excited to meet you guys as you are to meet them, and it's been really a feeling of genuine connection. So I hope that that's something that also audiences will feel with these girls, like to be able to see themselves in your stories. So it's really courageous that you're putting yourselves out there like that.
That was sweet. And that deadline guy is a moron. I don't like him. Sorry, guys. I don't like him at all. I found his questions invasive. I found like he was trying to get royalty. He really kind of pissed me off. But you know what? I'm not going to be shady because it's not about me. But he can honestly go fuck himself, frankly. Oh, yes. More videos here, guys. I try to get as many videos as possible. Shout out to the squaddies on X. You guys really help me with my content. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see if we have more sound. Wow, this is so cool. Do you know how cool this would be for them to meet Megan? That'd be amazing. And I love how they're all fangirling. It's so cute. That's what I'm saying, guys. The online narratives never add up. According to the online narratives, Harry and Meghan are hated all over the world. They hate them in America. They hate them in Hollywood. Then how did they get this film made? Mm, mm, mm. How did they get the film made? Oh, I forgot about this picture about Megan. Look at how beautiful she looks, guys. 45 where? Or 44. She's going to be 45 this year. Where? So I've been dragging it out, but I think it's time to read this article now. So yeah, I hate these people. I don't like deadline. I don't like people who try to exploit things like this. Hello, Ghislaine. So let's listen to the article. In one of the longest standing ovations here at Sundance Film Festival, which again isn't known for time standings, the Meghan, Sussex, and Prince Harry executive produced Cookie Queens saw a standing ovation around 2 minutes plus. That's a big deal at Park City, Utah's Eccles Theater, as the crowd is usually up and down in seconds versus the 6 to 12 minute rah-rah scene at Venice and Cannes. The Alisa Namias, am I pronouncing that well? Directed documentary was greeted with a rolling applause during its play. The crowd moved by, I couldn't even spell crowd correctly, moved by 4 little Girl Scouts triumphs. This article is full of grammatical errors, my God. In pre-adolescence, as they tenaciously seek to surpass their cookie sales goals and deal with life from social dances to dreams of Europe. While Duke and Duchess Sussex didn't take stage following the premiere, Namias took the mic with the Pix powerhouse protags Shannon, Elizabeth, Olive, Nikki, Ara, and their parents. Olive, who sells 12,000 boxes in the documentary, stole the stage time, calling the Girl Scout org out. Every person has the room for change in an organization. Olive made her case to the Field Eccles Theater that the Girl Scouts needs to adjust the parameters of the honors and red tape for community project hours. One of the problems a lot of girls face, they have trouble getting their projects approved in the first place because a lot of councils are nitpicky. Olive was upset because the org only allowed a week timeline for members to pitch projects. However, their approval process can last 2 or 3 weeks. It discourages from earning gold awards, but it also hurts the communities that they are going to serve if they don't get the help. The Girl Scouts community projects are great for members, curriculum vitae, helping them land jobs and look good for college. WME Independent Submarine are selling Cookie Queens. I hope they get buyers. Oh, sorry, guys. I hope they get buyers. I hope they do. I hope the fact that it's Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry, they get buyers. I really, really hope they do. Maybe Netflix has a first look deal, right? So maybe they'll buy it from them. Who knows? But I think again, this is why the deal that Netflix has with Harry and Meghan works, because it restricts them to Netflix. What if Amazon wants to buy it? I mean, Netflix has bought over WB and Paramount, the WB. But what if other studios what if a small independent studio wants to buy it? They didn't have that opportunity before with the deal they tied in with Netflix. So when the British media starts to pretend, the British media, who by the way don't know anything about this type of business, when they like to pretend that it's some sort of like of an own goal that Meghan and Harry can sell to anybody for some reason, I just stare at them in irritation. Just ignore the noise. They're just haters. And yeah, that was amazing, guys. Let me see. I saw something about this recently. Let me see. I don't like typing Megan's name because I let me see, because of all the hates. But let me see if I can find. I think I could have sworn I saw something a bit more current today. I thought I was going to bookmark it, but I forgot. I hate that I can't just type her name without being worried that I'm going to be. And I've blocked a lot of people, but well, you can never. Oh yeah, so page 6 was lying that nobody went to the screening because of course they're liars. But shout out to the FBI within the Sussex squad, the SSBI. They were like, you won't play in our faces. And check it out, guys. See. How amazing is this? How many showings are sold out? See, all their showings are sold out. Can you guys see it? I hope you can. Grok, ew. See all their screening, guys, from the 25th. All the screenings up until February are sold out. Wow. All those screenings sold out. So it is my hope that with that level of interest, I'm really hoping that they're able to find a buyer. I really hope they can. I really hope, because it's an interesting concept. It's a really good concept, right? I can see why the interest would be there. A lot of people were either Girls Guide, Girl Scouts, Red Cross. If it comes on Netflix, I'll watch it because I love that type of thing. It's amazing. So yeah, shout out to the Sussexes, or as I call them, the successes. Of course, it was going to be a hit. Of course, it was going to be a hit, and it's organic. Many of us squaddies probably don't live in Utah. It's just random people who were just curious, because who everybody can relate to girl to those types of things. Cookie Girl Scout cookies. So I'm hoping they find a buyer, guys. I'm rooting for the Sussexes. Well done, Harry and Meghan, as usual. Who is this person? I don't know who this woman is that's standing so close to Harry like that, but oh yeah, guys, here are some fans. See? See some people talking about them watching the see? This is why I tell people ignore the tabloids. Ignore the tabloids. They don't know what the F they're talking about. They're just bitter and pressed. Yes. Looking amazing. Looking amazing. Oh. So Megan has something coming out tomorrow. I saw it briefly and I said I'll come and discuss it on the live. Megan has something coming out tomorrow. Let me see what it is. It better be more strawberry jam, Megan. The problem, guys, is I don't know if I should buy it from the US or just buy it from that shop in the UK. They put a markup, but it's cheaper. Megan, when are we getting international shipping? What the F? Anyway, so apparently, as ever, has a drop coming out. Woo! Very excited. I have a feeling she's going to release more of her strawberry jam tomorrow. Anyway, you guys played in my. Do you know what I think we're going to get, guys? I think we're going to probably get strawberry jam, and we're going to probably get chocolates. So, because I was caught lacking yesterday, the last time Megan sold chocolates, I will not be caught lacking again. So, all of us are going to fight for them chocolates tomorrow. So, I'm on a diet, but screw that. All the feedback I heard from the chocolates was that it was amazing. So I'm not going to allow anybody to play in my face tomorrow. Oh, what is this? I wanted to see Megan's dress, you know. What the hell? Hi, Rosa. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Beatrice. Oh, okay. Hi, Beatrice. Hi. I wasn't sure if you were doing it. I'm so sorry. I don't have my glasses. I'm trying to get the video to show because I want to see Megan's dress. That my father can get into that dress anyway. Yes, this dress. Oh, yeah. This is the skinny girl dress. I could never. It's beautiful though. Yeah. So I'm guessing this is something for Valentine's. And I know it will do well because, of course, it is. Of course, it will. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just waiting for us to know when the drop is going to be, then I'll let you guys know. But like I said, they will not catch me lacking again. That strawberry jam was incredible. So I'm going to buy more. I'm going to buy maybe 6 this time because this international shipping is kicking my ass. And I'm going to buy chocolates. Oh, the girls are fighting about the whole Blake Lively thing. Yeah. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Harry and Meghan. Of course, like I said, Meghan was looking fabulous. There was one last thing I wanted to say about Harry and the Daily Mail. Just give me one sec. That we can, yeah, giving you the tea. Like I said, shout out to the Sussexes for keeping us. Can you guys hear me? Hello? I didn't do anything. Can you hear me now? I see the Daily Mail have not stopped doing the lies. I thought they had even slowed down. Apparently, they haven't. Now they are lying that Harry and Meghan's thing did not sell out. But it's not even worth talking about. I've already shown you the sold out. So there's no need. Royanika is on rare form. So let me drag her a bit. I've been ignoring her stupid ass for a while. Because and honestly, she's not honestly worth her coconut ass is not worth my time. But she made a comment and I was like, oh, this bitch is begging for a drag. So let's drag her a bit, shall we? Aha. So this is Royanika, who has nothing to report. Nothing to report whatsoever. She's trying to force me to read the Times, which I'm not going to do. But her headline is basically Prince Harry says he was forced to perform as a working royal and shackled by the monarchy's never complain, never explain mantra. But some recollections may vary. Admit it, Harry, you didn't always loathe the job. My column from court. I'm not wasting my time reading this garbage. She's looking for engagement. I'm not going to waste my time at all. But yeah, Royal, I dragged you before. Yes? With your coconut looking ass. These people will never accept you. You have humiliated yourself. You've lied. And this is the thing with the British media. The fact that they are so comfortable lying is baffling to me. It's truly, truly baffling. Truly. That you were told, who is your insider, Royal? Harry didn't enjoyed being a royal. I'm pretty sure Harry enjoyed serving people. If he didn't enjoy the service of being a royal, he wouldn't be doing it now. He is no longer a working royal. That's why him and his wife are evenly matched. They both enjoy doing good in the world. The problem he had, which is the problem most people have with anybody intruding on their shit, is I am happy to show you the public work I am doing for publicity. Publicize my good work so that I can attract more funding. I can attract attention. I can attract people who also want to contribute to that cause. I want that publicity. But what I do not want is you following me around when I am dating a woman or going out to eat or hanging out with my wife or hanging out with my kids. I do not understand why this is a difficult concept to understand. Are we speaking French? Are we not all human beings existing in this world? Do we not want to set boundaries? Are we wrong for wanting to set boundaries, Roya? Like I said, this stupid woman is looking for engagement, so I'm not going to click that article. I just wanted to drag Roya a bit because the British media are acting that and the trolls and the rangers, because they want rage bait, are acting like people asking for the common decency afforded to everybody, regardless of socioeconomic status. Privacy is beyond comprehension. Go F yourself. I said, I'm not, she wanted engagement. I'm not giving it to her. This is the Blake Lively thing. I'm trying to see if there's any other Harry and Meghan tea that popped up on the timeline. Hey, Andrea. What happened? We've already dragged Rebecca. I still can't believe these morons did this. And they have beautiful children. They really do. Her daughter is gorgeous. I just hope that, unlike her mother, she doesn't develop an eating disorder, because that's weird. Let's see. Hey, oh, Landra looks amazing. I didn't even notice her eyes. Looking like a Barbie doll. I love this. I love this outfit. I'm loving everything about the outfit, the glasses, the shoes. Megan is so chic. Let me listen to this. Amber Heard shares impact of Depp trial. I want to say something in closing, and I don't want you guys to be angry at me because it's not necessarily Meghan and Harry related, but because I started the show with Blake Lively and why it frustrates me and why the media narratives, we as independent content creators, I personally believe have a moral obligation to always call out nonsense when we hear it. Now, I want to be very clear. I wasn't following the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. Do you know why? I really don't care about these people. In fact, if I didn't know Justin Baldoni from Jane the Virgin, I also wouldn't care about Blake Lively. Because even though I watch Gossip Girl, I think we can all agree that Blake Lively and Serena were the weakest part of that entire show. In fact, I used to fast forward through all her scenes and just go straight to Blake. Sorry, to Blair. So yeah. Blake Lively has never been the headliner of anything she's been part of. She's always been, and the one time she had a chance to headline something, she did the exact same thing she did to Justin Baldoni. In fact, that film that she had that flopped, Rhythm Section, she did the exact same thing, messed up the script, cost them a lot of money with rewrites, reshoots, tried to insert herself. That not only did that film flop, I think the director or the producer or even the writer, I'm not sure who that woman is. That woman has not since worked. There's a reason why even her husband, Ryan Reynolds, could not find her anything to do in Hollywood. That she had to go and try and hijack that trashy book Colleen Hoover wrote. But like, didn't Kate Nichols hire? I'm doing a video on Katie Nichols, don't worry. So I'm going to release, don't worry. I'm keeping the tea because I'm gathering all that information. But thank you for that. I've I in my findings, I've seen some things about that, but I want to verify the article so that I can, when I do the video, I will point to it. Thanks, Rosa, for that. But I want to quickly say something in closing about this Blake Lively Amber Heard thing, right? So Amber Heard, as you can see her here with her silly face, I wasn't following Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I wasn't following that nonsense. But this was always, but when I found out that Amber Heard for years, right? Because she got all the Me Too joy by saying Johnny Depp beat her up, ruined Johnny Depp's career. But then her stupid ass got smug. She went to release an article which gave Johnny Depp the opening he needed to sue her ass for defamation. And I will be very clear about this, right? Amber Heard, nobody is saying that Johnny Depp did. She and Johnny Depp were beating and hurting each other in that marriage, both of them. And she specifically went out of her way to say things like, "Go ahead, complain. report me. Nobody's going to believe you. You're a man. And she shat on that man's bed. Look, all I'm saying, it was a toxic relationship. Did she deserve to get beaten up? No, she did not. But neither did Johnny. I think the Me Too movement, we need to have nuance, guys. We really, really do. Because while I am here for always believing a woman who is harassed. I am here for always believing we I I've investigated Megan's situation. I don't have to tell you why I do, right? But I also believe that there are women, especially women that look like Amber Heard and Blake Lively, who intentionally play on their looks and how the world always views them as victims to hurt people. Blake Lively thought because she was a blonde white woman who's attractive, she could come and pretend like she got sexually harassed and the whole world would fall on their feet. And many people did. But many of us also questioned it because we're like, what? It made no sense. And the one thing that Blake Lively fans seem to miss is, don't forget when she first issued her civil rights document complaint, Blake Lively lied. She lied extensively. She said Justin Baldoni, when they were shooting a dancing scene, he ran his nose along her neck and said she smells good. Then we saw the video, and that wasn't what happened. That was completely misconstrued. She got messages from his PR people, intentionally cut out parts to make it sound inflammatory. When we saw the full context, we saw that she lied. She also said that when she was doing a birthing scene, people were walking in and out of the set, and her coochie was open and she was naked. Again, it's a lie. The videos prove that it's a lie. And let's talk about how dangerous that is. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because it does relate to Meghan. It does. How many lies have they told about Meghan? How many lies have they told about Harry? So much so that the man had to write a book. Do I think Meghan will write a book? Maybe, but not yet. So much so Meghan and Harry had to do a documentary they probably didn't want to do because they had to set the record straight. And all of that is because of the press. Blake Lively was able to accuse somebody of sexual harassment without any evidence and by lying because of the press. Amber Heard pushed her narrative in her relationship, not telling us about the abuse she also inflicted against Johnny Depp, making herself the victim and lying. Why? Because of the press. All these things come together. And I'm glad because my love and respect for Meghan has made me second guess this stuff now. I check things, I'm like, and I put it to us too, Sussex Squad. I know many of us do, but yeah, to yourself too. Whenever you see something, especially from legacy media, and I can't believe I'm saying this, especially from the tabloids, the first thing is to side eye them. Like, what? Because their aim is to sell papers and rage bait. And don't forget, a lot of these people, the royal family, the Blake Lively's, the Beckhams, all of them, they pay the press to push a narrative. And I said it before, and I'll always say it again. We as a people can stop them. We can stop the press from harassing Meghan. Why? By not engaging with content that is inflammatory. If they put something clickbaity, ignore it, block them. When you stop engaging with their content and they realize that, wait, people are becoming savvy, or do what I do, push back, challenge, question. Where did you get this information from? Who told you that? Wait, let's talk about it. Does this make sense? Does this sound right? Is that right? They were going around on page 6 saying that Meghan and Harry's Cookie Queens screening flopped. Only for us to just see now that from the actual records, it's completely sold out. But because we're so used to them lying, we know how to do this. But the average person doesn't. So yeah, I think all I'm trying to say is in your day-to-day, if you can, challenge some things, block nonsense, stop feeding the trolls and stop feeding the bots. And maybe, maybe one day we will get to a place where people stop making money lying. I'm going to my Katie Nichols video is coming. I saw you guys reacted quite well to the Becky English. Don't worry, I'm almost done with it. This woman is my goodness. Katie Katie Nichols is a anyway. Her story is plenty. That's why it's taking me a minute. So I'll be sure to release it over the next few days. And yeah, and I'm doing all this because these bitches need to be exposed. All of them. I don't know if they will ever face any real, penalty for what they've done to Harry and Meghan. I don't know. But the best we can do for them is create videos. And guys, when you see these videos, share them, build the traction so that when people Google Rebecca English, they see the video. When they Google Katie Nichols, they see her video. We need you to not just watch it, engage, share, like, build the community so that, again, these people know that we are watching you. We are watching what you're doing, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, this has been fun. It's a Monday. I'm tired. I'm sorry for starting so late. Like I said, today was weird. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. And please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Share the content, guys. Share the content. We're trying to build the algorithm. Also, guys, please join my Discord. And if you are in, and please, if you can, join my Twitch. I'm trying to do something where it's not just YouTube. I want to go global now. Let's go on Discord. Let's talk to each other. I want to do more. Let's talk to each other, chat so we can be conversating. I'm trying to bring the Sussex love to Twitch. I only have one follower. Please join me on Twitch, guys. I'm trying to build algorithmic spaces so that we have more spaces. If I can get at least 1,000 of you on Twitch listening to me, that's amazing. Yeah. So, guys, please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for engaging moi and have a good one. I'll catch you later in the week for our second roundup. Bye.